5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the final countdown. We've already had one take, just because I like singing that really. Good morning, it is the final countdown, more of that later. And lest you be any doubt, we can confirm that it is Friday today. Now, extricating ourselves from lockdown is proving to be much trickier than going into it. We are thinking through how we can enable people safely to have access to our church buildings to steal some quiet moments in the presence of God. And we are also working out how we can combine an open church with a building closed to allow us to record. Once we are permitted to hold services, the challenges will become even greater. But we will cross that bridge later. For the moment, it is good to know that we can pop into our churches once again. Now, we're going to let you know shortly when we open for the first time and for how long each day the churches will be accessible. Now, today is the day by which the questionnaire should be returned. So if you haven't returned yours, please do send it in by whichever means is the most convenient. And in the emailed Viral Times today is the link on which you should click if you want to do that electronically. Now, the feedback we've received has been really amazing and heartwarming. So thank you to all of you who have returned your questionnaire. Now, we've got several tales out of school to share with you today. John Mackenzie dug out one of his old reports, and the contents are as follows. On the matter of school reports, actually this is a little introduction to it. On the matter of school reports, writes John, when my dear mum died, my brother found a junior school report of mine from the 60s that my father couldn't remember seeing before. Now, this is what the form teacher wrote in that report all those years ago. John is a real trial. He never hears anything the first time. He constantly has to be brought back to earth, but can be good when he thinks. The headmaster commented, he has not done his best work yet. John continues, when I showed this to Scylla, she commented that they had me summed up perfectly. Quite recently, a friend, a headmaster of a school near West Malling, borrowed the report to show his staff, commenting, this is just what my teachers would like to write now, but they're not allowed to be negative. Well, how times have changed, says John, and he's right. Graham Maple found a comment on one of his school reports. As a young teenager, says Graham, PE did not appeal to me. Things came to a head when a termly report arrived. Under PE, the master had written, I have not seen this pupil this term. Father was not amused. So where was I when I should have been at PE? Well, I'm very sorry, says Graham. That is a state secret. Trish Fogden tells us, I disliked swimming. I wasn't very good at it, and the swimming baths we used were Victorian and the water wasn't heated. I hated trying to get dry after swimming in the freezing cold and rushing to catch the bus back to school. And so I hit on a cunning plan. Every week I suffered from memory loss and forgot to take my swimming costume. Yes, I got into trouble, but the teacher could hardly make me strip off and join in the class. It wasn't until I came to live down here that I started to attend swimming lessons at the Star Centre. And Sue Harvey tells us that she was once a little girl with the burning ambition to play the part of the Virgin Mary in the school nativity play. Sue was told at the time that this was impossible because Mary didn't have red hair. Sue later discovered that in fact it was because she was too fidgety and naughty. And finally, Janet Goodwin points out that needlework was not her best subject. My very first report said, Janet must try to space her stitches more evenly. It took me 2 years to make a skirt, and then the waist was far too big. But I did manage to finish a needlework drawstring bag in which I stored my conkers. By the time I got to fourth form, says Janet, my teacher resorted to asking the class at large, Janet, I don't know what to write on your report this time. Last year it was slow. Last term it was very slow. Well, my classmates willingly made suggestions. Unfortunately for Mrs. Wyver, she was also my Latin teacher, need I say more. So we move now a short distance to the long arm of coincidence. Helen Whitehead read yesterday's tale of coincidence, that was the one sent in by Jane Johnson, with great interest. Helen says that Tilda Gill, Tilder, one word, and Gill, Gill, we believe predates Tilden in name, according to our old family maps. However, it is interesting to know about the Tilden family existence, and there is likely some overlap somewhere along the way. A daub hand. Paul Riley has completed a second painting, this one a painting of High Halden Church, this time in the style of Paul Cézanne. And those of you who take the Viral Times by email will be able to look at the picture, because there it is. And Paul tells us, and those of you who know High Halden Church will spot this, Paul tells us that he's taken a rather idiosyncratic view of it. Now, this work of art complements Paul's earlier work, a Van Gogh style interpretation of St Mildred's. Now, these two works have been very kindly loaned to us by the Louvre and now hang in the porch at St Mildred's, where you can come and look at them and be uplifted. So, Paul Van Gogh, thank you very much. Well, there's nothing like accentuating the positive, which is what we're going to do next, thanks to Jeanette Wilson. Now, Jeanette's been reflecting, and we received yesterday a letter from Jeanette which reads as follows. In your Viral Times today, well, that was the day before, of course, you speak of finding something positive to come out of this difficult time. I have thought for some time now that this pandemic has brought the people of this country together. After Brexit, writes Jeanette, this country was divided. The Remain camp, which was mainly the younger generations, and the Leave camp, which was mainly the older generations. In the last few months, communities have pulled together. People of all ages stood outside their front doors to clap for the NHS. Youngsters have delivered shopping to elderly people who cannot go out. Old people have helped the youngsters pull through difficult mental times. I think this pandemic has done something that nothing else could have done, and may we thank God for that. Thank you to Jeanette for those thoughts. And so to music to your ears. Jeremy Cooper has been in touch to announce the latest and possibly last recorded performance, especially for us. Joanna Gutowska and Anna Zaluka joined forces whilst living respectively in St Albans and Gdansk to play for us thanks to some technological wizardry. Both musicians have previously performed in St Mildred's to raise money for the Friends of St Mildred's. Now, we thank them both very much indeed. We thank Jeremy for pulling all this together, this wonderful little mini-series of musical performances for our benefit and enrichment. So nip over to our website and do enjoy a real treat. And here we are again with the final countdown. For that headline, we thank Neil de Villiers today. Here it is for the last time. The results of our countdown quiz. Roll of drums. The conundrum today was cathedral, and Kate Rawlinson and Heinrich Richheimer were successful today. Well done. With the numbers, Neil de Villiers was challenged. He wrote, my first 5-minute session got nowhere. Felt I had to have a break. No, he didn't. He said he felt he had to succeed in this final challenge. So after a break, well, he did have a break then, I came back to it and offers, here it is, 75 times 4 equals 300. 300 minus 8 equals 284. 284 times 3 equals 852. Now, Keith Hammond also succeeded, and his method to find 852 went thus. Always nice to get the word thus in. 75 plus 8 plus 8 plus 4 equals 95. 95 times 9 equals 855. 855 minus 3 equals 852. So well done to them. So many congratulations to everyone who has had a go at doing our countdown challenge. It certainly appears to have kept many people well occupied. So that brings us then to our website worship. That worship can be found also on YouTube and Facebook. And with your Viral Times today, if you receive it via email, you will also pick up the service leaflets that go with the website worship. So have a look there. Thought for the day is ever present. We have a Bible reading, a little reflection on the passage, and some prayers to go with it. And that then brings us very neatly to contact points, the usual contact points, Helping in Tenterden, Refuge, and our ministry team, who are always there, eager to help if needed, so do not hesitate to get in touch. Which then brings me to, please remember, keep safe, keep praying, and keep connected. Thank you very much. Have a good day.